Today we have the privilege and honor of chatting with the most phenomenal dancer, choreographer, and influencer, Lindiwe McClinton-Rose. Raised in Cape Town, now based in North Hollywood, Los Angeles, Lindiwe is our very own Rose of Africa. In our chat with Lindiwe, we will explore the mind shift she had to make as an artist, that artists are in fact business owners, and how her taking ownership of this and embracing courage took her to stages she always dreamt of. Lindiwe McClinton-Rose, welcome to her own business talk show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Renee. I feel so honored to be a part of this. Thank you for having me.
I want to start with your journey. You've got this one amazing journey. And I must tell you, when I saw you on Empire, I was completely hysterical. I went ballistic seeing you. But in short, how would you describe your journey? Where did it all start and where do you find yourself now?
For me, it started when my mom started taking me to ballet lessons, ballet classes, when I was about 3 years old. And I just fell in love with dance. I don't think I've ever stopped dancing since then. And I just kind of knew throughout my life that this is something I wanted to pursue. And this is something that made me happy. And I knew it would be a career at some point. So yes, since then, after high school, I went to the Waterfront Theatre College. Being at that school, they kind of really helped me dive into the choreography world, where I kind of just built confidence in creating pieces to put on stages. And they taught us how to create our own shows as well. So that was a way of just equipping us as artists to kind of be entrepreneurs there as well, starting off and creating our own productions, making sure we can create our own form of income. So we're not always relying on others to create for us. I always knew I wanted to go back to America. Since I was born there, I bought a one-way ticket. I packed 3 bags.
That's very brave.
So even before that, I knew I was going to be there for a while. So I needed to make sure that I had enough money to kind of sustain me for at least 3 months straight. So I put up a production with my friends in Cape Town at the Joseph Stone, where my Uncle Keith got me a stage over there. I big up Uncle Keith. I also sang at the Grand West, saved up that money, and had enough for 3 months to live in America. And I'm like, looks like it's happening. And my dad was like, wait, what? What's going on? I'm like, I'm leaving next week. But I feel like I was telling him all the time, but I think it only registered a week before. My parents have been so supportive of the journey as well, which is so important, like having that support system, people who believe in what you want to pursue.
Now we zoom to today. Where do you find yourself now in the space of being an artist, your dream? Are you there or are you still attaining to get to where you want to be?
It's been a journey getting to the position I'm in right now, because coming in, I had to realize I'm jumping into the deep end. I'm also I'm coming into a big world, so the industry in LA is big. So I had to kind of find my path and find my people to click with and to work with. And yeah, I think so. It took some time. It took getting out of my comfort zone of also not being scared not to work for other people, and to take that leap of faith to work for myself. And it took a lot of courage because I was scared. With every step I took, more things would just fall into place.
What stands out is courage and consistency. in the presence of fear, in the presence of doubt. As an artist from South Africa, what was the biggest mind shift that you had to make?
Okay, so the biggest shift I think I had to make was taking that leap of faith to build your own independency. So I think courage would have to, it was something I had to have, like I had no choice.
I know you've performed at huge events and amazing productions. What was the highlight, one highlight of it all?
For me, a highlight overall is when you've been working hard, blood, sweat, and tears, you've been struggling. Maybe you didn't have enough money for rent, but then out of nowhere, that job comes and it's one of the jobs you've been dreaming of. It's maybe being on set for Empire, working with Taraji P. Henson, or working with directors you've always wanted to work with. Dave Myers, I've always wanted to work with him. And working with choreographers like Hi Hat. I've been watching Hi Hat since I was young. So, like, it just kind of makes me feel like the struggle was worth it. So, when those moments happen, I'm like, okay, like, I'm gonna keep pushing.
The journey that I'm starting is dedicated to female entrepreneurs. So now people would ask, but why are you talking to an artist? In fact, artists are business owners. They are entrepreneurs.
In general, like we're so, as artists, it's a lot to deal with because we're focused on the creativity aspect of it, and we're so focused on just honing our craft. And I think it takes a lot to kind of get out of that mind shift and find that balance of honing your craft, putting all that energy in creativity, and then now making that a business. Because it's such a personal thing to us, creating.
Absolutely.
And something that comes from the heart, something comes from your mind, and now you have to put a price on it.
I get you.
So it's finding that balance and also being okay with putting a price on your work. Coming to that point of realization of my art is a business. Coming to the realization, I think, is the most important part of like, if I want to live off of this, I have to make it a business. I have to approach it with a business mentality.
Absolutely.
And then you can find an agent
Mm-hmm.
to help you with the business aspect.
Yes.
And I think also it might be trying to find an agent that is also a step that brings fear to some artists because maybe they don't think that they're worthy for an agency. We can't be listening to too many people telling us you can't do this, you can't do that. Otherwise, we will never make it happen.
Do you think education is important for entrepreneurs and artists?
Yes, definitely. Reading up on how to approach others, reading up on how to network with others, reading up on how to create a job, how to keep a job, especially in the dance industry as well. How to conduct yourself when you're at an audition. I think just all of those things are so important to learn. And also, as far as just conducting your own business, how do you file your taxes?
And what can you claim? Because when you run a business, a sole proprietor, you can claim expenses. And that education, just in that, is actually liberating. What would be your advice to artists back home here in South Africa?
Believe in yourself, and try to kind of shut out the noise, because there will be people, realists, who will tell you you can't do it, who will tell you, what are you thinking going to America? Who will tell you, what do you think, wait, do you think you can be on TV? You have to focus on you and know that you can do it. And also, especially for young South African kids, like I want them to know that they can do it. And that's what keeps me fighting over here, because I want them to see someone that looks like them on the screen. They can be like, wait, where's she? Where's she from? It's okay. It's okay to be you.
Jou grootste les.
To me, I think my lesson would be when darkness comes, when those moments of struggle comes, just know that it's a season that will pass. So there's a new season that's always coming, and you just got to see those moments of being down or that moment of struggle as just something that's going to pass.
So now you find yourself as an artist having to be creative all the time, but in the creativity, you must also show that you're authentic. Is it a difficult task? Because I personally feel being an artist is one of the bravest things on this planet.
Yes, it's definitely tough in a sense of you're putting your heart and soul out there, and criticism can cut deep. There's this artist, Erica Badu. She talks about it as well. She's like, I'm sensitive about my stuff. Like, there's nothing that can change that. These are things you've accumulated along your journey that you are now taking from your experience and putting out there into the world for the world to experience. And these are personal journeys, and these are personal experiences, and people don't know how personal those experiences might be. So you're either sharing it through dance, you're sharing it through music, you're sharing it through anything else. And people can be harsh, and not knowing how deep those experiences were to you, you know. So.
Absolutely. Nou, my laaste vraagie, die laaste een. Wat mis jy die meeste van die Kaap?
Everything. Definitely family, vrienden, kos.
Wat kos mis jy die meeste? Wat een?
Sisters pies, samosas, Gatsby's, roti and curry. Nobody does it like the people in Cape Town. Nobody. Tomati, bridi, cool kos. My mom she makes amazing curry. And then also just the family environment, like, and the community, knowing that South Africa is based on Ubuntu, the spirit of Ubuntu, which means I am who I am because of who we are as a collective. And Cape Town is that to me. It will always remind me of the spirit of community. And thank you for seeing value in my journey and my artistry, and I really appreciate that.